Since China reformed its economy in 1978, their GDP growth has averaged almost 10% a year and has lifted more than 800 million people out of poverty. There have always been significant improvement in the access to better housing, education, health, and greater enjoyment of high-end imported luxurious goods. Now that is 40 years ago, my friend. Backtracking to the post-COVID of early 2020, Cambodia, which is not too far away from China, about 3 hours by flight. Cambodia itself also enjoys similar pattern of economic growth and social development. Now, together with all nations of ASEAN, with a population of 655 million people, which is 8.5% of the world population, the region has one of the largest economies in the world. And it's believed that by 2050, it will be the fourth largest economy in the world. Now, that is a huge market. Cambodia, it's an up-and-coming economy tiger of Asia, thanks to the region's fast-growing economy. And there are tremendous opportunity available, and multinational companies just love Southeast Asia. Just last week itself in Cambodia, Bluebell Group, a leading omni-channel brand distributor that employs over 3,800 staff, 650 point of sales, turnover annually of USD $2 billion. Now, Bluebell is a leader in luxurious and lifestyle retail for over 60 years. So together with the group operates about 150 brands, from watches to footwear, from food to travel across Asia. Now, this group take Asia market very seriously. So on this opening note, I welcome everyone to another Real Deal Talk Show powered by PreCovid19 Cambodia. My name is Philip Tan and I'll be your host today. Your time with us today will not be wasted. We're trusted partners in the real estate. We will support your investment journey. The Real Deal Talk Show is about enriching you with our experience so they will gain knowledge and make better informed decisions on your investment. PreCovid19 Cambodia, the service you can trust. Ladies and gentlemen, I present today's topic of discussion, Making Business Sense, Cambodia, Growth in Motion, Episode 2. With our guest speaker, Mr. Ratanak Sohat, CEO of Ocean Technology. Jom Rikso, Bom Samnak.
Jom Rikso, Bom Saksabai.
It is a great honor to have you on our talk show today, Mr. Ratanak.
Yeah, same to me, Mr. Tan. It's my great pleasure and honor to be in this show.
I hear that you are able to come to the show. I was so thrilled, because you bring a different perspective. Of course, as a businessman as well. I will do a bit of a quick introduction, all right? Allow me, Mr. Ratana. Mr. Ratana Sopa has an interesting working history. He is well versed in the U.S. Immigration and Consular Affairs Administration, as well as public diplomacy. For 12 years, that is, U.S. Foreign Service, Law Enforcement Specialist, U.S. Embassy of Phnom Penh, and I will call you Bom Ratana. During his service with the U.S. State Department, he has been recognized with a Franking Award 5 times. All right, Meritorious Award 3 times, and many others, of course. Now, he also worked in the travel industry. In 2018, Mr. Ratana is a co-founder and CEO of Ocean Technology. A shell of what you're doing. I know you do a lot more, from tourism to working with the military, and that's an exciting part, Maybe you can share with the audience today what role you play. Over here it says that you actually is part of the Immigration and Consular Affairs Administration and also law enforcement. Maybe you can give the audience a little bit understanding of the exciting day-to-day work that you're doing with the embassy.
Thank you, Mr. Tan, for the great introduction. And again, it's my great honor and really a pleasure. So I've been working in different areas, and but more than 10 years, like 12 years, I've been working for the U.S. Embassy under the State Department, and I spent a lot of time in the consular affair, in the immigration, and some part is involving with visas. So the two countries, when we talk about immigration, it also depending on the relationship between the two countries, and especially about the economic of Cambodia, which means the more people, the more the economy grow, the better Cambodia is. A lot of the prosperity. So the more Cambodian people can get a visas to the US, because I mean, when you are poor, the US would not let you go to. I mean, they still let you go, but in terms of giving you a visa, they have to look into the country itself, and as well as your business, or how you make money. So that part of the economies too. So
Right.
I've been working there for many years, so I have learned a lot from the US, and also to understand on how they make decision on many things, including doing business, including immigration, some things like that.
We would like you to share a little bit more about your ocean technology business. Okay. Now, but before we do that, Mr. Ratanat, I think you bring a very valid point there regarding about understanding, a foreign so-called foreign interest. Okay, like
Yes.
the U.S. Embassy and U.S. Your working colleague and all that for 12 years. I think you have learned a lot, and you understand different aspect of interest. We will talk a little bit more about what makes doing business in Cambodia, exciting as well as rewarding. Okay, so with many
Yes.
years of understanding Cambodia, I would say that I respect what you're doing, and I'd like to address you as a Bong Ratana. Okay, for brother. Huh? is that what they call? Bong? Huh?
Yeah. When you call me Bong, it just kind of like I am older than you.
Oh, no, no, not at all. I think at the end of the day, I think it's a form of respect.
But yes, yes,
Every
it is.
country
It
has
is.
its unique culture.
Yeah, yes, it is. It
Everything
is.
has its unique culture.
I'm
I
just
guess in the
kidding.
West they will call you sir. Sir here, sir there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
okay.
anyway, so we are touching on a very interesting topic here. When I live in Australia, you see, so Australia we are a little bit more relaxed, so we don't really pay too much attention to all those formality and all that. We call each other, quite simply,
Yes.
without giving big
Yes.
title in front. So anyway, so what I'm gonna do is that I want to ask you, okay? Can you share the importance of understanding relationship and communication in working with Cambodians? Okay, a lot of business people they come to Cambodia to do business, right? So does Kwansi really exist in Cambodia? Okay, this is very important. Way back then, China had a lot to do with Kwansi, right? So what is considered the fundamental in achieving a desired outcome for a business deal? You know what I mean? Let's say tomorrow, I'm coming in to Cambodia and do a business. What are the things that you think that I should know or I should be aware of in doing business in Cambodia? Can you please
Yes.
share with us?
Thank you. This is really a great question. The culture of each country are different from each country. They cannot be the same, but they can be similar. To understand the culture of the people and how they live and how they do the work, and especially do the business, is very important. The same thing as in China. So let's say in China, they very focusing on Guangxi, like you just mentioned, which is the same thing in Cambodia. Even I am not in the business for many years, but most of the time I had spent a lot of time in different area, and also study about the business. And I really do my own business, and I can say that Guangxi does exist in Cambodia when you're talking about doing business, because trust, personal relationship, the connection is very important here. So if you as investor want to do the business in Cambodia, I would say you should, or maybe you must come to Cambodia, visit Cambodia, spend a little bit more time to know the people, at least make some friends in Cambodia, and then you will learn about the culture. And if you lucky, you can get a good friend who open up everything to you. So you will it is kind of like a very benefits to you when you have a good friend here before you can start a real business.
So that means those people that actually you work with in the U.S. embassy, right? They are obviously they're from America. Are they? Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
So how do they? What is their first experience when they landed in Cambodia? More of how what's their reaction?
Yes. So I would take one step back a little bit about working at the U.S. Embassy. So the U.S. Embassy here in Cambodia is called a small post. Not many. I mean, not a big operation like in China. Not a big
Okay.
operation like in Manila or in Indonesia. Those countries, the operation are so big. And so Cambodia is a small country, also a small post. So usually the junior officer, mostly the officer who just got a job with the State Department, and their first tour is to be at the easy country or a small post. So Cambodia is one of them.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it is their first time to get out of the US. So Cambodia is their first tour. So after many years of experience, I am their mentor. I would say that, and to show them or to give them a presentation about Cambodia culture. When so because they need to understand a lot before they can do their work right. They need to understand about the culture. They need to understand about Cambodian people. For example, when you ask a questions to a foreigner, I would say a Western people, when you ask like why you want to go to the US, you would give a descriptive answer. I want to go to the US because I want to visit my parents. It's been a long time that
Yes. Yes.
that I have not seen them. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
However, in Cambodia, when you ask why you want to visit the US, the applicant would say visit my parents. That's it. So this the interviewer or those American people need to understand this is Cambodian culture. They do not give a descriptive answer. So you have to feed them to get more answer. So this is something that they need to understand. And also
So
about the wedding. For example, like in the US, maybe 200 guests is a lot, or maybe the big wedding, right? But in
yes.
Cambodia, to consider as a big wedding, maybe 1,000, 2,000 guests.
Oh my
That
God.
is that is called a big wedding. So this is something that they need to know and understand about the Cambodian culture. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So that thing that I can share.
Friendly people and who like big community gathering.
Yeah.
How different is Cambodia compared to people from Singapore or even Malaysia? You know, how much different are they in terms of the way they look at the doing business?
I would say the business owner or the business people in Singapore, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, I mean they are more ready. Their knowledge and experience are much and better than us as Cambodian people. Reason I'm saying that because we had a civil war for three for more than 3 years. So it took a lot of time, especially for the government to rebuild this country, while the other country like Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, they already up to the emerging market, while Cambodia is just the beginning. It just start as a frontier market.
Yes. I
So
remember.
the way,
Yes.
yeah. So the way they do business, I would say it's a bit different between because the knowledge is still limited to a Cambodian business owner. I would not say, including myself too, that I need to learn a lot from those neighboring country. I can say they walk, I have to run. The same thing to other business women, the same thing to other business people in Cambodia, that maybe not comparing to the Western country. They walk, but we have to run in order to up to the same level as them of understanding and also doing business in general. So I can see that because I also have a business partner in Singapore, in China, in Belarus, in Eastern Europe, and also in the US. So each country they have a level of doing business different, the different culture, different approach, and different business concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the business that we are talking about, right? Earlier on, you mentioned that you started a new business, right? Not too long ago, the ocean technology. What is actually your business encompass?
Um, when we start, actually, the ocean technology, we start the business officially established it about 10 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
it was very new. It focusing on technology and specifically for the GPS tracking system or fleet management, but that is under telematics technology. So at the time we established this company, no one knows what the GPS is. They thought
Yes, yes, yes.
they thought it's a radio. So this small thing I can say that while neighboring country they know what the GPS is, but 10 years ago my people very few would know what it is. So you can see the difference between
So it looks like you're a
Cambodia. Yeah.
pioneer. You're a pioneer
So
in this business.
yeah, so I would say that we bring the word GPS to Cambodia. So people knows this word because of us. We spend
Ah,
many years, we spend many years educating people. And why I do that? Because I work for the US Embassy, so I research on what is a great business in the next 5 years and in the next 10 years. So I did not expect for any profit for the first 5 years because it's a new business and the new markets too. So, but now we're making great progress because people understand GPS, people understand the benefit of using technology, people understand about digital platform, especially after the COVID. I mean, especially since we have a COVID-19, it pushing people. You want it or not, you have to use technology. It's pushing people to understand about digital platform like e-commerce. You have no choice. You have to sell your stuff online, so you have to learn
yes,
about
yes.
that. So actually COVID is bad, but on the other side COVID is kind of like something pushing people to do more in order to survive, and that they learn more too. The technology and the people that working today maybe another 5 years to reach, but because of COVID-19 now a lot of people up to that level already. I can see I can see street food people, they know how to sell stuff online, which is great.
Yes, I
they,
can
they
see that too. You know,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I mean,
they have to go up there, otherwise they cannot survive and cannot selling their stuff to their customer because they all go online, so it is a
I think
great thing.
Tana, I think the young population of Cambodia or Southeast Asia for that matter, I do witness a lot of them actually are very tech savvy. You know,
Yeah.
I can see that they are using a lot of smartphone and they are, you know, in fact the smartphone user is quite a lot, you know, in Southeast Asia. And given the very fact also that earlier on I share with the audience that the Bluebell, okay, Bluebell business group, they actually are in Cambodia because they have strong interest to develop the so-called online business, so-called omni-channel distribution network and all that. So this is actually a growing affluence of the society, isn't it? Because of the newfound wealth. Now, since we are on the topic of that technological space, I'd like to understand a little bit more about the 5G. I'm sure GPS and whatever business that you are working on does rely on the connectivity infrastructure, right?
Yes.
Yes.
For the people are excited for the 5G, but few weeks ago we had a Zoom meeting with the Minister of the Ministry of Telecommunication, and he's mentioned that about the GSM signals in Cambodia is still limited in some areas. So I would say the people would excited for the 5G, but at the moment, just we want just a 4G, but we want it fully coverage the country. That would be the best too. We don't really need the 5G. So why you because I would say that why you need the 5G if we don't have enough 4G yet? Excited for the 5G, but we don't have because some area they still have a weak signal for the 4G. So very special thanks to the Minister of Telecom that he's really want and he really work hard to make sure that by I don't get me wrong by 2025 it will be fully coverage nationwide for the 4G.
Okay, okay. Well, it's
Yeah.
good. At least it's
So
advancing, you know.
yeah,
It's
yes.
moving ahead and it's advancing. I think it's so important. I don't have problem using internet in Cambodia, as far as I can tell you. You know, what I mean, so you can rest assured I'll be able to contact you when I next arrive in Cambodia.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Now the other thing is that I just want to give your opinion. Okay, if you can share the pre-COVID time. Okay, maybe just right before 2020. Okay, how Cambodia was like. I know. I was there. I can feel the excitement. I can feel the GDP was very strong. There's a lot of things happening. New restaurant and so on and so forth. But
Mhm.
you as a businessman for the last 10 years, okay, before 2020, what was it like in Cambodia during that stage of growth?
For
And,
my yeah,
and
yeah,
what do
sure,
you
sure.
think will be after COVID?
Yes. Okay. This is great question. And let's say before the COVID-19. So I would say, per my opinion and experience, before the COVID-19, everything just runs or as we planned it, both in private and also in the government. So like step one, step two, step three, we grow, we
Full Wi-Fi
expand the
connection, huh?
business. Yeah, so it's something like it going as planned or even better as planned, including my own business. And also the other business, the same thing. It just goes very well and there's nothing to worry. And we did not expect the COVID-19 is that bad. I personally, when we heard about the COVID-19 first happened in China, I just thought, even some of my friends, we just thought like it is the same thing as SARS uh, several years ago that would not spread in the whole world like that, and it would not very bad like now. We did not prepare for that. So before the COVID-19, everyone just take it easy, just do their work, no rush, do as we plan, and the economy and everything keep growing, and business keep expanding. It's it's kind of like an easy life for everyone. However, when it's come to the COVID-19, at the beginning, people still relax because it seemed to be okay, but it's getting worse every day in terms of business because of the lockdown, because of the spread. There was no vaccine at that time, and also its impact to the business at all level. And we are not prepared for that. You can imagine. So it's a lot of business uh, has closed. What I can see, more business people are stronger. The one that is not strong, they might just okay, I give up. I might do something else or maybe hold for a while. But I see a lot of business people, they adapt to the new environment. They are stronger. Even myself, I was like, what should I do? How can I move on? Because the question when the COVID is end, When will
Yeah, I
it
guess
end?
it's a new thing. I guess, Mr. Ratana, I guess it's a new thing. I think a lot of people are caught unaware of the situation,
Yeah,
so they are like in a shock. It's like what
yeah,
we call in Australia or anywhere cold country. When there's a cold weather coming in, you just contract. And it just
yes,
hold back. It's a cold snap. But after that, you get used to the weather. You sort of open up again. So
yes.
I think this is a psychological as
It
well
is. It
as
is.
a question of understanding, isn't it?
I would say I totally agree on this. This is what's gonna happen now and after COVID, because a
Mm.
lot of we have a lot of meeting with a different association with different bodies, so I can see they are ready to live with the COVID. So like
Okay.
no more panics, and we are just get ready to grow again. That's what I can see. And they just keep moving, even the number of cases it still exists. People still get the vaccine, and I mean, COVID is one side, doing business is another side to grow. So that's what I
Spoken
can
like a
see.
spoken like a true Asian.
I would
Asian
say
people
this.
are very positive in terms of outlook. We know that we need to conquer everything, to
Yes,
stay ahead of our financial curve.
I
Fantastic.
can see. I can see the reason I'm saying that because I am also in a business association, and I can see
Okay.
those people are ready up again, live with COVID-19, and keep moving and growing, and even do more than we did before the COVID-19. Why I'm saying that? Because COVID teaching a lot to us, especially to be stronger and well planned.
Okay.
So that's why people
Very
now
well said.
are, yeah. So now people are more ready and stronger in doing their stuff.
Good. Good.
Yes. So that's why I'm saying now and after COVID, I am sure the economy is maybe is much better than even before the COVID-19, because people know well on how to deal with this kind of stuff.
Well, that's very positive. That's very positive. I also know that fundamentally, the whole Southeast Asia region is actually very robust in terms of its outlook for the next 5 years or so. I mean, COVID situation is, I believe, in a way of getting used to the new way of doing business, as what you mentioned, which is a valid point. And the other, even in Australia, we too face the same situation. Nobody is spared around the world. But however, we have to, as an investor, we tend to cast our view on outlook on countries that has the fundamental for growth and that has significantly proven itself in the past. That's the reason why I want to ask you about pre-COVID. What was the situation in Cambodia? And look, at the end of the day, you live in Cambodia and you're still running a business. Okay, that means to say that you are highly confident of the recovery. Now, I know
Yes, I
a lot
am.
of countries, businesses do make money. When I look at the stock market, I realize a lot of people make money from the stock market also.
Yes, yes, I am very confident in doing business in Cambodia. I am very confident in our government, that they will do everything to keep this country safe, to keep the peace, and to keep developing this country. A lot of business opportunity. A lot of people ask me why I do not immigrate to the US. I've been working for the US government for many years. So why not me, not my family moving into the US? I would love to travel as a tourism to any country, but I would never leave my country, especially because I want to do the business here. And Cambodia has a very great potential for doing business, because it's still a lot of room to grow, a lot of room to develop, a lot of things, which
Wow.
is I personally I see that. So I want to share now too that a lot of room, a lot of thing that you can do in Cambodia and grow together with us. This is a message to the investor. It's just a matter of how or and what type of business you are interested in.
That's a good one. That's my next question to you.
Yeah. So
share with us what are the business opportunity there is in Cambodia, you know?
Yeah.
So you make more money in Cambodia, you know, and you can travel around the world, live in any part of the world you like, as long as you like, fly here, fly there, you know. You're a citizen of the world, resident of the world.
Yeah, but you know what? Just a little bit more. People ask like, because if you live in the US, your kid can get great education, right?
Yes, of course.
And I would say
education is good too, you know, in Cambodia. I heard there's a lot of international school, right?
Yes. So a lot of international school now, and my answer is like, wait, you want your kid to get a good education? Why you have to live there? You make money in Cambodia and you can still send your kids to study in Singapore. Why I have to live there? So and then they just like, okay.
Well,
I forgot about that.
Mr. Ratana, you are giving the international investor no excuse but to come to Cambodia to make a lot of money, not some money, a lot of money. Yeah. No, yeah, good. I think it's a good discussion. I really enjoy this dialogue here, which is you know, you're actually speaking your mind here, and it's good. As an international investor, I still remember, you know, coming to Cambodia. You know, as I look around, of course, I can see a lot of different sides of Cambodia. The modern, the advancing part of Cambodia, the modernization part, as well as the slowly urbanization of certain areas as well, you know, and the regional area which is not too developed. But this, I guess, in a way, is also part and parcel of a frontier country, a developing a nation, and there is opportunity for many things to happen. You know, I heard there is a new infrastructure being put in, highways, airport, and all that, right? So there's a lot of work, especially for you in the technology area as well.
It is.
Now, if I'm an investor today, and I like to come to Cambodia to do business, and you really told me about some of the cultures relating to communication and all that. Where is a good place? All right, where is a good place to have an office?
I would say, of course, it's a capital city of Cambodia is Phnom Penh. So it is a great place to have your head office or your main office here. And in Phnom Penh, there are different areas. So of course, they have a grade A, grade B, and a different grade of the office building. And after just Google it, and then you will see a lot of buildings in Cambodia, you know, going up every single day. Even the COVID-19, a lot of buildings going up every single days, and they are ready to receive the investor. And of course, the areas and the grade of the office building represent your business value too, right?
Yes, and it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah. So
you know, it's like what you wear. You know, what you wear reflect who you are, I guess.
True, and which is why, several years ago, we ran an office. We ran an office for our company, but but then we decided to put money into our own building. So we own the building now. Because this is what you just said. It depends on your wearing. We want to give trust and value to our partner overseas too, especially the one is a future potential partner. We want to have our own building. This is our value. So it get more trust from our potential partner, and also to give value to our existing partner and our client too. Yes. And
fantastic. Well, I think our viewers out there, you know, if you're hearing Mr. Ratana, what he's saying is actually about credibility. I think we all know credibility is very important in business, as well as trust, as well as integrity, and so on and so forth. But places like Cambodia, which is fast moving, a lot of opportunity, people come in and go out very often, and this is part of the growing region. So if you have interest to invest in Cambodia businesses or to set up office, I think you have to pay attention to a good location. Okay. Of course, I'm not saying that because I want to promote the property. It's not that, okay? I'm in property, so I understand the importance of the asset address, that give you a significant, strong recognition as a reputable company. I wouldn't expect a company that is well known or a company that is well known in any country and come to Cambodia and locate themselves into an office that is not convenient for your customer or does not have the right 4G or 5G. So this will be a problem, okay? You will never send an email out. And we can't do Zoom, of course, and that's bad for business. Okay, so it's important to pay attention. Okay, if you're really into coming into Cambodia and doing business, the world is going to be a reset button after this COVID, okay? So once the reset button is set, okay, everybody has to look around and say, which is the country that is promising? Which are the countries that I can stretch my dollar and make some real money quick and send my kids to overseas and still work in Cambodia, like what Mr. Ratana mentioned. Yeah, so we will have to ask ourselves how to find that right office location. All right, so these are things that we are expert in as Next Cambodia. We can help you along the way, along your investment journey when you should decided that you want to acquire office space in Cambodia. For sure, we can assist you in this area. Now, Mr. Ratana, as we're talking about doing business here, right? Is it difficult in terms of registration, in terms of taxes? What are the things that investors feel about the whole thing? You met a lot of people in business, right?
Yeah, I would say it's not that difficult about the business registration, about setting up a business here. I mean, a legal paperwork. That would not that I would send a message to the investor that you should not worry much. The reason I'm saying that because everything is in place and the government has set the step for you to take already. But you should consider finding a good partner that help you process those papers. Which means, let's say you want to invest in Cambodia, you want to have a company, you want to register a company, blah, blah, blah. So I would suggest you to find a good partner that you want to do a joint venture together, or maybe you want to do a foreign direct investment. You can find a good partner that can help you on doing those stuff. And because of that, you can do it even faster than the other investor because you have a good partner here and they know a good way, they know how to deal with it and how to make it faster for you. So I would suggest you to have a real good friend first, and then they will do everything for you. A lot of company here, they help you on processing those kind of papers, so you don't have to worry much. The thing is that you just supply the document they need. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you got it. How long is it gonna take? Let me try. Maybe there is some shortcut.
Shortcut.
And then
I like
can
when you
do
say
this.
shortcut.
It does exist in any country, trust me, including the US.
All right.
It's not a corruption. It is just know how to get it faster.
Yeah.
So
express
I would
service.
say,
We call it express service, huh?
Express service. Yes. And I hope you like it.
No. I like express service. Time is money, they always say. Time is money, all right? So let's not waste any more time.
And also, I would say Cambodia is a very flexible country in many terms. And which is great thing. You want this? You want option A? We have an option A for you. You want an option B? We have an option B for you. You want an option C? We have an option C for you. It depends.
For sure, everything can do.
It's just a matter of you. For sure, everything can do, and it's through a proper channel, the same ways.
Okay, so when you talk about for sure, that means obviously you all will be legal documents at the end of the process. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I think the worst thing is having fork up the cost and then ultimately don't get the right document. I think that is no good for for investment as well. And Cambodia, I know, is working very hard to establish proper systems of accountability, transparency, as well as legislate how business should be conducted. You know what I
Yes,
mean? In
yeah,
line with the whole ASEAN community. I think these are very important aspect of growth. Okay, for any
yes,
country, for that matters.
yes, yes.
So I feel confident. All right, like I say, 10 years in Cambodia, traveling up and down. I feel very confident about this. Now, I also heard about people acquiring citizenship. In my last program, I heard, there was this developer who actually has dual citizenship, right? So I'm just thinking, do you know anything about this dual citizenship or Cambodian citizenship for foreigner? If you
Yeah,
do, can you
I know
explain?
something about that. Actually, I would say the government have done so much to be flexible in order to attract the investor to invest in Cambodia. Of course, if Cambodia alone just be so strict, just be really run 100% a rule of law, and we just don't care about the other country policy, I don't think we can get much investor. And that's why I really appreciate it to the government that keep updating and promoting the investment policy to attract investor. For example, like before, a foreign investor cannot own a property or land in
Yes, yes.
Cambodia.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, there is a law that allow investor to own, and also by somehow foreign investor can also become a Cambodian citizen. So they can own the property in Cambodia, and they also they can also be confident to put their money on their own land, not under someone name.
Okay.
This is how the government doing its best to support the investor to invest in Cambodia, which is great. Let's say I am the investor, like 100 million US dollar to buy the land, and it is under your name. So it's kind of like, it's risky, but now you don't have to worry about that because you can own the land. So for me, I think it is great. I mean, my idea, my thought.
Why not, huh?
Yeah.
Why not? How much would it be?
It depends.
It depends
It
on the
depends.
quota. Is it? I heard there's a quota going up and down. Huh? It's like stock
It's
market, huh? Demand and supply.
yeah.
Right?
True. Demand and supplies. I cannot have an exact number for that, but when it comes to a
Okay,
real case,
okay.
maybe it depends on the like you said, the stock market. You buy today, you apply today, you pay today. Here is the price.
Okay, okay. Well, it's good.
But for sure, you can do it.
Okay, okay, good. I thank you very much. Now, this is a very discussion. I kind of enjoy it, and I hope you investor out there you are listening to what Mr. Ratana has been sharing. I think he has great confidence about Cambodia's market, and obviously you know that he's the person that does business, and he believes that the country is moving forward in a right direction. I would say in the
Yeah.
right direction.
Yes.
Now, do you have any last word that you'd like to share with our audience today?
Oh, it's already end fast. I just enjoy.
There's so much to discuss, my friend. Okay, but
Okay.
you see, we're running this episode on Cambodia growth in motion. So
Mhm.
basically, this is the second episode. So we will have two more episodes coming. So viewers,
Okay.
just keep a lookout for it as we bring more interesting, exciting people. But for sure, Mr. Ratana, I think then I will invite you back again, in the very near
Thank you. Thank
future,
you.
and perhaps I will invite another speaker together with you, and we'll put together the lady point of view and the man point of view, and see which
Oh.
one is more exciting and what sort of business. Because ladies in business are so important, I can tell you that. Okay, ladies
Yeah.
can contribute so much in business. All right, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not seeing enough of it. Okay, and
Yeah.
we should encourage more. I'm a strong advocate for ladies in business. I think they
Same.
make very good people
Same to
business
me.
lady.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
I can add it that a small business, or we call micro and small business in Cambodia, are owned and operated by women, majority by women, not by men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and that's why the Ministry of Women Affairs and the other ministry, they try to promote women in business. I mean, they
Are
want
you
to
talking
promote
about YW AC or something like that? Youth
CWEA,
woman entrepreneur.
CWEA, and it's a Cambodian Women Entrepreneur Association.
I heard about this association. It's a
And
very
yeah,
respectable association.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
and MOVA, the Ministry of Women Affairs and Ministry of Commerce. So they have been working together a lot in order to
Mm-hmm.
promote women in business. I mean, to educate them, to give them knowledge, experience, equipment, and training, so they can up to a standard competing with the neighboring country, or not only
Mm.
competing but working with the business partner in the neighboring country. Because if you compare women business women in Singapore, in China, or in Thailand, they are already at a bit higher level than us. So the government and the association here, they try to promote the local women to be up at that level, so we can work together and compete among the region.
I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? In fact, we do promote a new apartment concept. Okay, we want our leading developer, Prince One
Okay.
U. So yesterday we actually have an official launch of this what we call the Soho collection. So Soho
Yes.
collection is a dual, you know, dual level. So it's a loft. You go in and you can have two keys, so it's a dual key. So you can have access to
Oh,
it. So you can actually downstairs you can just have it as an office. Okay. Then upstairs you can live as an apartment. So
okay.
within this that belongs to you. Okay, 2 floor. So this is a very
Mm.
interesting concept. Yes, this concept has been used before in Singapore as well as some of the Australia and Europe countries. But in Cambodia, it's the first. Okay, I think it's very exciting, you know, as we're talking about women doing business. You never know, you know, you might get people coming from Singapore, Malaysia, or even the neighboring China, you know, who wants to live and work at the same place, you know, and
Yeah, it saves
using a
time.
digital connection. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's right. It saves time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good. Well, we cover a lot today. Okay, definitely, and you're able to give the investor out there a little bit idea of how they can get into the dynamic market like Cambodia. Okay, so before you zoom out, I trust you all have a informative real deal talk show. Last episode we talked about the Cambodia Chinese Commerce Association, and today Mr. Ratana also mentioned the Youth Women Association as well, Business Association. So these are the associations that are available in Cambodia. They have been established to support foreign investment and support business matching, and having a partner is important. If you want to do business in Cambodia, it will help you to fast track a lot of learning curve.
Mhm.
So you learn
And
faster, you make money faster.
yes,
Yeah?
and also I want to mention to the some potential or investors about one association that I am also in that association for about a year, and I see that that association has grown and very well
Mm.
operate in Cambodia, which is yeah, it's YEAC. It's a Young
Oh,
Entrepreneur.
youth entrepreneur. Yeah.
Yeah, youth
YEAC,
and
yeah.
yeah, YEAC, Young Entrepreneur Association of Cambodia. They have 100 of business owner, and they all of
Wow.
them are legalized, and they have in a different field: technology, food and beverage, logistic, accommodation. So maybe if you want to connect it with one of them, or to learn about the business, maybe you want to connect with the company of their member, to get to know each other about the culture, about doing business, or maybe you can uh,
Yes, I
be
I
a joint
I
venture.
I know a few friends. I know a few friends in YEAC. They are in fact a business leader, I would say.
Yeah.
Business leader, and they share a lot of experience, and also they act as a mentor for young executive who
Yes.
are young business person, you know, who started
Yes,
out doing
yes,
business.
yes.
So yeah, these are good platform to share. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Ratana.
My
Okay,
pleasure. Thank
now
you.
more will join the exciting international business community. You know, as we discussed today, Cambodia is actually a frontier economy in Asia, well located in the heart of Southeast Asia, with a region hub population base that is so huge. Okay, young and available workforce. Yeah, to take advantage of this global shift in commerce. Now, every world power that I know of have want to take a piece of the action in Cambodia. Okay, so like what you say, even though it's an outpost, the small little outpost, but I don't think so for a multinational company. It's a big interest. So
Yes.
so they will come and they will contribute to the growth of Cambodia. And I guess this is what it is. So if you guys out there, you know, thinking of investing into Cambodia again, maybe starting our business or acquiring a commercial office to lease out to the international and local customer base, by all means, talk to us. You know, our team, you know, will be able to help you, and you can register our interest on Facebook or whatever the link, and then we'll talk to you about how we can assist you in getting one of those so-called Soho collection by Prince Wan Yu. And the Cambodia making business sense, I guess that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Thank you.
positive input here. Trusted partners were coming together to support each other and also to support your property investment in Cambodia. So do share and like our program today. I look forward to see you again soon in the near future. The Real Deal Talk Show. Stay safe, stay positive. And in Cambodia, what is
Take
that?
care.
Yeah.
Thai Asan.
How do you say that?
Like Thai
There
Asan.
you go, guys. So we're all learning every day. Talisa. Talisa, thank you. Okuncharan. Okuncharan, bong.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll see you
bye-bye.
again. Okay, take
Bye-bye.
good care of yourself.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.